JetBrains are known for their developer tools, largely their IDEs based on IntelliJ, but they have others too. They have been adding smart features like code completion and code analysis and refactoring for decades now, but like every other tool vendor out there, they've added AI. And in this video, I'm going to take a look at JetBrains' new AI assistant, plus a tool just at the end called Grazie, which I have covered before, and it's more of a writing tool, but I also just wanted to see if any of the AI smarts have made it into that tool. I am Christian Schiller, and if you enjoy this video, you can find more about me at christianschiller.com, and just beneath those, there's all the buttons underneath the YouTube player where you can subscribe, like, thank me, share, leave a comment, all of those things, highly appreciated. So with that done, let's get started. Let's first take a look at the AI assistant in IntelliJ. I have a Kotlin project and I have a Dart Flutter project. I'm using the community edition, so this does mean that certain languages are not available. The AI assistant pane is available by clicking this button here, and you can see these variety of options here. And this in particular, these other AI features marked with this swirly icon. I haven't seen it so much yet, but we'll see. You can also disable on projects by clicking here. And of course, there are some preferences in the AI assistant pane of the preferences where you can enable and disable certain things, including some beta features. There we go. So I think I will start with, let's see, let's have a look. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty much what it does. I haven't actually looked at this code for a little while. It's given me an explanation that's probably even longer than the code itself, but Kotlin file sets up a basic bot using the Discord framework. Yes, this is true. Imports, probably didn't need to know that. Load the bot token. I mean, this is all fairly obvious in some respects, but it's a pretty basic program. Yeah, initializes ish. It's not completely what it does. And then I don't really know what this is. I'm not quite sure what this is going on about. It's just sort of descended into some kind of markdown list. I am going to try something a little bit more subtle here. Okay. It's not completely helpful, I suppose. But it's telling me where to look, I suppose. Let's see. Okay. Basically getting to the same answer there. So I'm going to try generating like documentation for this file. I'm not sure if there's really enough, but we'll try anyway. This is still I think this is the build file. Why am I still in the build file? Okay. Let's close it. Let's try again. Can I do an up arrow? No. Let's see if we get the right file this time. Nope. Still getting the build file for some reason. Let's be more specific. Yeah, well, I suppose it's documentation of a sort. Okay, it's a little better. I mean, to be fair, it's not the best. It doesn't really look like it's changed that much, but it's not the best. This file doesn't really do a great deal for one thing. Okay, so what else was in here? There we go. Let's try some of the code-specific areas instead. So AI actions, explain the code. There we go. Yep. I mean, again, it keeps doing too much almost. That's all I wanted to know. And then it kept going. So what else have we got? Suggest refactoring. I don't think there's going to be much here. So how do I apply it? Show diff. Now this is quite nice. Can I apply immediately? Oh, it's refactored everything. Okay. Yeah. So it's actually refactored all of this method. But also then when I applied it, it's not really applying it in the right place, is it? I don't know. Let's see. So this actually should be this entire method. No, again, it's in the wrong place. And then I guess that's copy. This is, I don't know what it is. I'm not quite sure what I did then. I'm not sure what those buttons do. I don't know. Okay, what else? Let's have a look. What can we do here? Find problems, new chat using selection, right? Generate unit tests. Let's do that. Okay. I mean, that's probably the most useful feature so far. I'd have to be confident that that these tests were correct. But yeah, that's obviously something very useful and tedious for many people. Generate code. Now, this might be a good instance. Now, this is a very specific library. So let's see if we can get this. It may not work in this particular case. So it's a / command. No, so what I want to do is say generate code. So I'm trying to think of something that's specific enough but vague enough. I want to be when given a particular command. Now, this is going to not necessarily be completely correct because it's going to have context of the library, but let's see. Conceptually looks correct. I'd have to go and check the various values you get from the Discord library, but I mean, that seems reasonable. It's basically just sort of repeated back what was in the command below. But I think that seems okay. So now I'm going to take a look at this Dart/Flutter project. It's been a little while since I've looked at it. So I'm going to try, let's see. I'm going to try specifically asking about the project, not just a file. That just told me from commit history. That's not particularly helpful. Right, there we go. This is more like it. Okay, there's going to be a lot here. Let's. It's possibly too verbose sometimes. Let's come back up here, though. Okay, this is not strictly true, but there's no reason it would know otherwise. It's actually a to-do list aggregator, but maybe that's not particularly clear, maybe. Yeah, it's kind of missing the actual basics, which is it imports to-dos from various services and then aggregates them. Yeah. I like the fact it's a clean and structured code base, though. Look at that. AI says so. It must be. Yeah, in here is where it pulls these in, and that wasn't really mentioned anywhere. There's definitely areas in this code I really want some help as well. I really want to restructure some things. I don't know if this is going to be understandable or not. So, for example, where was it? I was just looking at it. Yeah, here. So let's see if we can get this refactored. Let's have a look. Whoa. Maybe I should just widen that. That might make it a little less rushy. Rename the variables. Okay. Extracted the function. It seems to like doing that. Introduce constants for repeated strings and URLs. Okay. Combine the try-catch blocks. Okay. Move the notify listeners inside. Sure, it's only called when necessary. I mean, that is possibly some other problem. Okay. Apply it immediately. Has it actually done it correctly this time? I don't think so because I'm seeing misplaced brackets. Let's actually just copy it maybe. So it should be all from the future, which is all the way up here, down to, I think, the second to last curly bracket. Okay. Let's see. So I'm seeing some errors, which is interesting. They were all previously inside here, I think. Now, where were they? Yeah, they were all inside here, and it didn't re-add them. So that's interesting. Like, it actually completely misses the variables. So that's a little bit of a problem. What else could we try? I don't really want to do documentation again. Try finding problems and see how it copes with that. Unused imports. Is that true? I don't know if that's true. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, I didn't know that. Uncomment the constructor. Oh, yeah, I think this was intentional at the time I was testing. No proper error handling. Fair enough. So actually, this is probably the most helpful bit so far. It's a shame. Oh, here we go. Here is the revised version of your code. This looks better. That's the whole thing. Let's see. There we go. Let's see. Let's move that over. I'm not seeing any errors this time. There's going to be too many outdated access tokens and things to test if this actually works, but I'm not seeing any errors. So that's encouraging, at least. Okay, so that's helpful. Next, I'm going to look specifically at using the AI assistant in Writerside, JetBrains' newish IDE for technical writing. Now, interestingly, this panel looks much the same as IntelliJ. When I first opened Writerside, let's see if I can get it back. This special panel came up saying AI assistant for writers, which is kind of what I want to show. There it is. But then it vanishes. So I don't exactly know how to get that back. So there is something specifically in here for writers, and you can see here, so documentation related, generate content, write in the editor, rephrasing, rewriting, TLDRs. Now, what I'm wondering is, this is a kind of very basic project I have here. There's not a great deal. I'm wondering if it'll only work with Writerside specific projects. I might open another one just for something to experiment with. And I'm also going to take a look at Grazie, which I have looked at before. And that is it's kind of what existed before AI Assistant, specifically for writers. And it has some AI features, basically, plus some other formatting and rewriting features for tech writing. So I'll also see how that crosses over. So this is a completely unrelated to Writerside project. So we'll see how it copes with this as well. But let's begin with the specific one. So there's not much in it, but we can have a look. So ask any documentation related questions. Not much here, of course, but let me see. Now, what I want to know is it asking questions about the documentation? Now, I'm going to phrase this properly. Hang on. Is it asking questions about the content? So it's kind of like more of a user-facing tool, maybe. Or is it more about the makeup of the documentation? I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, this isn't really giving me any context about the documentation. This is giving me very general answers. I'm going to try one more time. Let me think. How else can I say this? Okay, well, I don't know. So, I mean, it literally says here how to create tabs. So something's not really working quite right there. Let's try something else. Generate content. Okay. How do we do that? What happened there? Okay. Yeah, that's not really what I asked for. Oh, it's the diff, except all specify. I mean, I don't know about you. Whilst this is interesting, I could have actually just written it myself by this point. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I wanted. Maybe I should have been more specific. But this is always the problem with a lot of these AI tools. It's about getting the prompts right. Okay, so what else we have? Find problems. Explain the markup. Let's have a look at this one. Maybe it'll understand tabs eventually. I'm determined to have it understand tabs. There we go. Yeah. It's not strictly HTML, really. And I mean, this is actually code built by JetBrains themselves, specifically for Writerside. So I would have thought it would have had a knowledge of its own custom markup, to be honest with you. But there we go. What else? Generate content, new chat using selection. Generate a link summary. So let's see. Generate a link summary for the current topic. Jumps around a lot as well. Okay, so this is interesting. This is using the Writerside custom syntax here. So it's odd that when I ask for a question around the custom syntax, it doesn't really know what I'm talking about, which is kind of odd. But there we go. What else do we have? TLDR for the current topic, yes. So again, this is the custom markup. I think that's the whole document. Okay, fine. Let's go for it. Let's accept it this time. Oh, there it is. Okay. Anything else? Generate SEO metadata. I really dislike SEO metadata, so go for it. Go wild. Web summary. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. I'm not sure if there's much else we can do using the AI assistant. That's basically everything we just had here. And now finally, I will have a look at the Grazie plugin, which is kind of came before the AI assistant and is more aimed at text completion, grammar checking, and that kind of thing. You can have a look at other videos I've made to go into a bit more detail. I just want to see if the AI smarts have improved at all. You can also see it uses Veil, which is a tool I contribute to as well. It uses a slightly strange version of it, actually. Again, you can look at other videos for more explanation of that. We can see some of the details here. So far, most of this looks like it's using probably, I think it uses Language Tool, which is another kind of language checker under the hood, plus Veil. None of this is really AI right now. Let's change the format. Yeah, we support only English by the looks of it at the moment. And there's a whole, this interface has actually changed quite a bit. So the kinds of things you want to check for. But again, this is pretty much all regex checking right now. So I'm not sure how much has changed or if anything has changed at all. Maybe that's going to be the summary. I just want to check because sometimes settings are a little bit all over the place. Yeah, that again is just checks. Yeah. So I'm not sure if it has gained much. So in order to trigger Grazie, you should get, yeah, there we go. So we can now see the completion here. There's another shortcut to complete the whole thing, but I can't remember what it is. So let's make some errors. So we can see there is a problem here. And yeah, so, but none of this is really AI specific, but maybe the AI will help us rewrite it. Redundant punctuation. So rephrase. Not quite the same thing, but let's go for it. Oh, now we're getting tooltips. Strange. I didn't get them earlier. There we go. Yeah. It's a little hard to see because it's a red line on a black background, but there is actually an underline there. So, yeah. And again, these are not particularly related to AI. I think this is it here. Rephrase with Grazie, show definitions, translate. So this is where, but the AI actions are underneath. Yeah, and we've seen those already. Let me just get out of that. And I want to see it again. So these are the features that are going to the cloud. So rephrase with Grazie. Let's see if there's any difference. Now, in some respects, I almost prefer this interface, though. None of these are great, actually. I just go for that now. I mean, it's still not correct. But if we now do an AI action instead, it's not letting me rewrite, though. Let's see. Maybe it needs more words. I mean, there is actually a very simple solution. And the problem says, and this is the correct answer, but I just want to see what else we get. So that's correct, that's correct. We can ignore. But all the smart options are not really that smart. Again, not really getting an answer here. Yeah, this is all too much of an answer. I mean, yeah, this is correct. The other AI-ish features of Grazie translate to English. It's interesting. What is it then? Exactly the same, yeah. I was trying to get the translation. There we go. So it comes up by clicking the light bulb. Translate to Polish. Why not? So it's not really AI, but yeah. So It's smart, but I wouldn't call it AI. Although, to be honest with you, I'm not sure if what is called AI, I would call AI generally these days anyway. And then the final feature here, again, not specific to any of the AI features, is this highlighting to see. The only problem with this kind of thing, I've seen this in a few other text editors, is you turn it on, but then you can't really remember what's what. And you have to keep looking. There we go. Yeah. So basically, Grazie hasn't really changed a massive amount. The settings interface has changed a little. It's kind of nicer, actually. But I had a feeling that the AI assistant and Grazie may kind of sort of merge a bit. But that doesn't really seem to be the case. It's mostly the same. And in some respects, from a writing perspective, I still prefer Grazie. It's not really very AI smart, but as a writing tool, I think it's actually more useful than the AI assistant by the looks of it. And that was my look at AI assistant and a little bit of Grazie in the JetBrains IDEs. What do you think? I was a little underwhelmed, I have to admit. There were times when it was quite clever, but not as integrated as I would have hoped. And in certain situations, it really seemed to have no idea about what was in my IDE at all, which is quite disappointing. I will admit that I'm not a massive user of any AI-based IDE tool at the moment. I have experimented with GitHub Copilot for some time, and that's actually been relatively good. But it's also been around for a long time. I've been trying it at least nearly 2 years, I think. So it has a lot of time over any other tool. And I know JetBrains are trying to be more privacy focused, more security focused, probably having less data going backwards and forwards to cloud services around the world, that kind of thing. So maybe that hinders their progress a little bit. I'm not sure. It's an early feature. It is an addition to the IDE pricing as well, which costs a certain amount per user per month. I'm not sure right now. It'd be interesting to hear other people's experiences and experiments. Maybe I got something wrong. Maybe I'm not trying on the right languages. I'm not sure. But let me know in the comments if you have tried JetBrains AI Assistant, what you think and your experiences there. I have been Chris Chinchilla. You can find more about me at chrischinchilla.com. And if you enjoyed this video, please share it. Please have a look at the various buttons and links under the video player where you can subscribe. Give me a thumbs up.